Preparing live stream.
Let us be like this how.
Are you sending me the link right now?
Yeah. The stream is starting.
Okay.
Here we go. It's working, I think. Yes. Okay. Jen's back. We send you to there. There we go. Okay. Stream is working. Gonna send it in prod chat, Ali. There we go. And now I'm gonna send it in the VL. Oops, that's not what I want to type. Oracle. Sorry, guys. There we go. I think we're good now. I think we got it all organized, got it all handled. Woohoo! It's working. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? First of all, hello everyone, and welcome to the finale of Mythos Wargames Season 3. It's been a ride, hasn't it? You've both have survived 11 other players, and you have already made our pantheon, but you will need to see who gets the title of God and who gets the title of demigod. Jeff and Seb, the two of you have already sent in your speeches. The jury has, I think, had a possible record for longest jury roundtable of about 3 hours, discussing all about your games, but obviously they do have questions. Ali, John is very welcome to stream if he wants to, but you should be the one doing it because John is going to be the jury that is coming, or a jury member coming first because timing and scheduling and all that stuff. But before we get into everything, how this will go is every jury member will have, I think it was 7 minutes that I said, to give you questions. That 7 minutes is where you both combined. You will answer them how you would like. After all of that, you will have a final pitch. Jeff, as the person who won, you may choose, would you like to go first or second in your final pitch? You would like to go second? Okay, that means Seb, you will go first, Jeff, you will go second. After that, the jurors will vote. I already asked them to submit a pre-vote in case they could not be here. Sadly, Erica could not attend, but I do have a video question of hers. And then Finnegan hasn't let us know anything, but he has submitted a vote. So we do not have a season one situation where no one is voting. Hallelujah. But with that, I think we can get started.
I just have one thing to say first. I try to do this with everybody. To both of you, do not let anybody make you feel like you didn't earn your place here. I will say this every single time. You did. No matter what happens, you are the two people who made the end of the game. And just try and remember that.
Let's
And Ali, do you
Pause
have
for a
any final
second.
words for our final two? Oh, pause? Okay. We're asking to be paused. Is everything all right? Do I need to join the other breakout room? Ali, if you definitely need to talk, message in prod chat. It's a link for Richard. Why does Richard? Oh, God, why is Richard? Okay.
We're not a prod team known for our technological skills. That's all.
Yes, it's also the first time I've got this bloody Zoom thing to work after literally it not wanting to pay for like 4 tries yesterday. And I didn't want to pay twice today either. And then I just like, let me try a different way, and it worked. But I think we're good. Ali, updates? He's streaming, 1 sec. Okay, and I think then we can get our first jury member in. A computer said no. Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Also, you both can very much unmute and talk already. You're very welcome to stay muted.
Ah,
Once you send me the okay, I will pull in our first jury member, Alan. Let me also. There. It's really laggy for them. The stream or Richard streaming? Because the stream itself should be fine. It's good on my end. Like,
Can you ask? Actually, I can ask. Hi, can both of you speak real quick just so we can test if they can hear you or not and they won't shut up?
speak real quick.
Speak real quick, and I can also hear the jury chat. So
Yeah,
It's okay.
shush them.
because like on my end, the stream is running fine. So it might be you guys streaming it. So if they can open the normal YouTube link, maybe that'll help. Technical difficulties. It's not working right for them. But okay, I'm quickly just going to go to that jury chat to figure out what's going on. Meg, if you want to entertain them with any questions before this
Wait,
starts, you're so
I can
welcome
also
to.
entertain. I muted.
No, Ali, you're gonna have to be there to explain what's going wrong, okay?
Richard's there. I'm on both.
Yeah, but they like Jeff and Seb cannot hear the jury. There's a reason they're in a different chat, but your
I know. I
audio
muted that.
transfers. Okay, then it's fine. Okay, you can entertain them. I'm gonna go and join.
Oh my golly.
This is going well so far, isn't
I love it.
it?
yeah,
Going great.
Can I step away for like 2 seconds?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be BRB, burb.
In like a crossover moment, Ali, I'm currently in a Final Four situation with Logan right now. He won immunity. I'm trying to convince the chaotic player of the season to give me fire making.
What work is it? Is it a text based?
Uh,
He does well in them.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter Survivor. Like he's a Harry Potter nerd, so of course he won practically every immunity.
That is crazy.
I think there was 3 immunities he didn't win, 2 of which I won, and the other was touchy subjects.
Like, I feel like we should stop this stream and do a new one.
Alrighty, we're actually good
Can
now.
we do a new stream?
They've got the stream. They can hear all of us. It is on the 32nd delay because of Australia, but it is working. So, Megan, Ali, please go off camera, and we will pull in our first jury member.
well, Jeff
Jeff
walked
ran
away.
to the bathroom for 2
Oh, God
seconds.
damn it. Oh, Jeff is back.
It's fine. I'm here.
Yes, there we go. And here is our first jury member. I've requested them to join. If it works, please work. I'd love for this to. Why is this so confusing? Aha! There he is.
Please be shirtless.
Please.
What?
Okay, I will get your timer ready. There we go. And John, when you say your first word, your timer will start.
Oh, this feels good. Oh, hello, gentlemen. Oh, wow, we've got 7 minutes, so an extra 2 minutes. Just like a normal cycle for V. Perfect. All right, so, gentlemen, you guys get me here first. And for once, I'm not going to be the loud, crazy juror because I love you both. And the 3 of us, I mean, we were really tight, and I have no qualms with either of you. However, I will say breathe. because there will be lots of questioning, and you guys just need to just own up and own your shit and just do the best that you can to defend everything. I really only have one question. Sam, you kind of alluded a little bit to it in your opening speech, and that would be that mystery um, advantage. Um, can you answer anything else about that? Because we are still having that huge Riddler giant question mark.
Yeah, so I'll go a little bit into this because it was a frustration in my game. So as everyone who won Immortal know, if you won Immortal, you were able to get that power, and there was only one power left in there when I had won
Yeah,
Immortal during the live night. So everyone assumed that I had the bow. First off, I didn't know what the bow did. I didn't know what it was. I had never actually stepped foot into anything, so I actually didn't know. For winning the Immortal during live night, I got the jury bump. So basically, if this vote tied or if someone didn't vote, so for example, if it was 3-3, I would have won 4-3. That's pretty much it. But production did not allow me to talk to anyone about this. It was
prior.
very
Yeah.
difficult. Yeah, prior
Okay.
to tonight. Yeah. So, and it was very difficult because everyone assumed I had a power for winning, and I literally couldn't tell anyone about it. And people were coming to me, being like, I know you got the bow, or I know you got something. And I'm like, that's really cool. I don't know what that is,
Yeah.
but I will take your word on it, but I don't have it. And they were like, well, is it the bow? Wink, wink. And I was like, I can't even confirm that with you. Like,
No.
it's part of the
And
power. It's really,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I could see that frustration when you and I had talked about that previously. And that's why I was fine dropping it. And it's like, you know what? If you need to talk about it, you need to talk about it. Um, so like I said, so for both of you, you guys played a lot of a similar game. You guys worked with a lot of the same people. Um, there's some questions to be had, some frustrations, of course, that are out there. Um, I think my one chaotic thing left that I'm going to do before I head out, I'm going to take the rest of my 4 minutes, and I'm going to give them to put them in the bank for anybody else to use. I don't care if that's not part of the rules. I'm John fucking Farrell, and I'm now saying that's part of the rules. So own
You
your
know
shit,
what?
guys.
Fine.
Ha ha! I win again!
If
Bye,
anyone wants
fuckers.
it, they'll have 4 minutes.
Oh, that's
John,
right.
anything else?
I'm going back to the breakout room. All right. Love
Alrighty.
you guys.
Bye, John.
You too,
Love you,
John.
man.
With that, we are going to head to our second journey, which I will need to actually share my screen for. I hope to God that the audio will work for this.
Don't forget to share it.
Yeah, don't worry. Here we see our
Whoa.
beautiful Erica. You should be able to see it. Audio should work. It should. So let's try this. Can you hear something? Damn it. Okay,
I'm
wait.
afraid not.
God damn it. I made sure to test this. Share computer sound. Oh, there we go. What about this? What about now?
Hey, Seven, Jeff, congratulations on making Final Two. You should be proud of yourselves, and you guys did something that the rest of us could not. So, I am not able to be here for the finale. I had to pre vote, but I thought I'd ask a question that I thought would help the other jurors. Again, I wish I could be here to kind of watch the finale. But I wanted you to kind of explain. So I think a lot of us wanted to understand more about your who you were closest with in the game and who you were most loyal to. Both of you mentioned in your finale in your speeches that you were each other's number ones, which is great. But on the jury, we don't have as much insight into your games. And so if you could just take a moment to talk through, like, even like your trust rankings, or who are the people that you are most loyal to, like maybe mention like the first four or five, like use your discretion. Who are you most loyal to? Like if, let's say, the other person got taken out, like how would you have navigated your way forward? So the first question is on kind of like trust. It could be trust rankings or who you're most loyal to. And kind of connected to that is which alliances were you most loyal to? Because sometimes you can work independently with individuals, but you also need to work with groups sometimes to navigate forward. So, which alliances in the game did you feel the most loyalty to, and why? Thanks again. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Erica. With that, I'm going to just restart the timer just so y'all have like a general idea. Anyone specifically who wants to begin?
You could go first, Jeff, because I answered John's question.
Okay,
Awesome.
then Jeff, when you begin, I'll start your timer.
Cool. So my individuals throughout the season were pretty much the same five, and I mentioned them same five, same four. I don't know. Counting is tough, but my individuals throughout the season were kind of the same. It is five: Seb, John, Kendra, Mira, and Jen. Those were the people that I kind of gravitated towards in the beginning, felt the most comfortable with, weren't actively trying to get me out of the game early on, and I just felt like I created more of a kind of a conversational thing to where day in and day out, like if I could, I would check in and try and be closer with them. Seb, like I said, was my day one from day one. I think we said that pretty much every day. The minute we realized we were both on the cast, it was just like an overwhelming sense of relief because Seb's one of those people that I truly adore. And so I was really happy to see him on the cast. John and I have never played together, but we have competed against each other in trivia, and I've known John in other things. Love John. Everything that John has ever done has been great in my book. Mira and I have played together. We have been on the same side. We've been on opposite sides. But Mira always gave it to me straight. So she was definitely somebody that I really respected and appreciated throughout the game. And then for newbies, Jen and I had just played Boto, but we hadn't gotten a lot of opportunity to connect. So kind of this game was supposed to be like our second shot at that, which it was for a very large portion of the game until things kind of went haywire. And then Kendra, I knew nothing about, but Kendra was really good at kind of keeping me at kind of like a calm state. And I really appreciated just kind of like momentary getaways from the game. Just like I know there weren't a lot of conversation, but I just for some reason and kind of like enjoyed the calm down I would get from talking to Kendra. As for the alliances that I use the most, I'm not going to sit here and say that I was an active member in alliances. I was in three this season. I was in Missing J, Messy Initials, and then SJGGK. And SJGGK took a hit first, losing Giraffes. And then I just kind of like, I think I more resonated talking with people one on one than I did so in a larger community because like I won't say very early on in the game, but like more along the lines of getting closer to like live night, I started feeling like people had more of like a reason to keep others over me. So it was more like going into a group setting would kind of put me at like a odds because I felt like I was the lowest person in that group versus having a conversation one on one with people. So I will say like the five that I talked about individually, great. As for my alliances, I was in three, and I think the one that was most productive would probably be Messy Initials, because that's the one that came together the Richard backdoor, and obviously out of the group, kind of like I would say accomplished the most out of it. So SJGGK got the furthest, but I feel like I didn't talk in there as much, if at all. So that's my answer.
Yeah, and I mean, my relationships and my trust rankings definitely shuffled throughout the game. I think that the main three for me was Kendra, John, and Jeff. Those were three people I had shown trust in, and they showed trust back in me, and I was able to fluctuate through that early on in the game. I had built some good personal and game rapport with people like Richard and people like Jen, which kind of slanted as the sides went. I would say for the end game, I definitely got to experience and talk to Mira more. And even though there was a lot of lying on both sides, I felt like there was just the tiniest bit of trust that I could put in her towards the end of the game. Um, and I feel like the main three, like that, Jeff, Kendra, John, those were the people that I didn't necessarily have Jeff was the person I wanted to sit at the end with, but I didn't necessarily have one person over the other in regards to trust rankings. You'll see in the postseason they shuffled throughout the season based on what information was provided to me and based on what information I got from them and others. Um, in regards to alliances, kind of the same thing. I was only in 3 alliances this season. I was in SJGGK with Giraffes, Kendra, Jeff, and John. But I was also in V in the Corner, which was a round one alliance with Jen, Kendra, and Richard. And then I was in an alliance for literally like one day with me, Kendra, Mira, and Finn. I really wanted to get closer to Finn at a certain point in the game, and I did end up getting closer to him when we were able to get on VC and really talk things out. Um, it's just unfortunate that that alliance kind of just crumbled the minute it happened because I used it because I wanted to get closer to Richard and then by extension Mira. It just didn't work out the way I wanted to, but I definitely focused more on the social relationships that I had built in the first half of the game going into live night to make sure that past live night I'd be good.
Okay, you have about a minute left, so if the both of you have any final comments you want to add them, otherwise I will get our jury member. Alrighty, I will take it as a no, then we'll stop this timer. We sadly do not have Finn here. We've gone through Erica and John, meaning we go to our final 7 through Richard. Let's call him in. I have asked him to join. There we go.
Seb, Jeff,
Working.
g'day,
Richard,
g'day.
whenever
it's
you're
me.
ready.
My
And
mic
you
has
may.
done something bad. Hang on.
Your mic's working.
It's gone to my headset mic. If, here we,
Alrighty.
there we go. Perfect. Hello, hello. Hello.
Alrighty. Richard, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, well, your timer will start when you begin talking.
Perfect, perfect. First of all, obviously, congrats to the both of you. You know, this has been a long month. I know it's been hard for one of you, and one of you have been incredibly busy. So I hope let's have fun with this finale night because it's the one night we get to celebrate with all this has happened this season. But obviously, as Drew member, I've got a couple questions. My main big one early on is, what is your second biggest strength? I don't want to hear what you did the best this season because everyone can kind of figure that out just by deduction, right? I want to hear what you think was the second best thing you did all year. What is your second best trait, second best biggest move you've done, or anything like that, right? I just want to know what the second best thing you did as well. And my other question, if I could pull it up, was sorry, I've got a note written down. Okay, we're just gonna go off the dome. And what do you think your opponent did the best? Right? What was their best trait as well? I don't want to hear like, you trying to bring them down. This is a season about trying to always one up each other. So I want to hear what you guys think the other person did. Right? I was really close with my group. You guys are really close with your group, and you guys have played two very similar stuff. So I want to know what makes you different from the other person by having their best trait and your second best trait. That's all I want for you guys. Thank you.
You got this one first, Seb.
Of course, yeah. So my second best trait, I'm going to have to explain it because it is going to be very convoluted. And I know it's not going to make sense on paper, but I would say my second best trait was just understanding the comps and knowing what was going to come ahead. So I had a lot of conversations with specifically Kendra about the end game comps and, her experience in them. And just, there's going to be a lot of trivia about the season. There's going to be about befores and afters. There's going to be, oh, we need to get prepped for these. And I did mention in my opening speech, the end game, I felt very confident in my positioning to the point where I didn't have to win those end game comps. But the comps that I did win were crucial. Winning the final 5 safety, I didn't have to make those decisions. That could have put me in a worse spot than I already was. Winning that live night comp and being able to split and save 2 people, put more trust into them. And then, like I said, throwing those last comps, I got every single question right in the before and afters. And literally, I could have just sat against this wall with one cup and just went on my way. But I didn't have to. And I, like, you'll see, I don't know if you will release it. Like 6 minutes in, I literally pick up the cup and I throw it. Um, in regards, the other question was, I'm so sorry.
What is Jeff's best trait in the game?
I think Jeff's best trait was, and I mentioned this a lot. I think Jeff understood the format better than me in a lot of aspects. I think like for me, I'm used to a game where like being honest is not normal. Like, so like in a Big Brother Survivor, if a vote like goes haywire, you could go to that person and be like, hey, listen, I voted for you. Hey, listen, I'm gonna put you up. This game, like it kind of in a way kind of forces you to be honest with your votes because you can just get backdoored if you're not. And I feel like Jeff understood that aspect of the game, which is why we see the round that you left with the shield. Um, and I think he understood that aspect a lot better than I did. Whereas I understood more of the, social position, that stuff of it.
Awesome. It's kind of a 50-50 for me, but with kind of my physical gameplay getting me to the end, I'm gonna probably go with my strategy through that because I'm used to being in a situation where I can win comps. So that's not a surprise to me. But what was a surprise was the rounds that I employed better strategy than I have in any game, specifically the round that you went out and then the round afterwards. Just understanding the makeup of the game and knowing that if in your round, I can kind of get everything kind of situated with conversation with Jen and Kendra and John, who are instrumental in that situation to get you to a point to where you can be backdoored. Because it had to happen for us to move further. Otherwise, you're probably gonna get us out at one point. So using that. And then understanding the power and using that to the best of my strategy was a huge thing. But then also like using the knowledge of the round afterwards, understanding that powers expire that round, there's probably something that's going to happen, and that the three people that aren't up for nominations, any one of them can be up. And if I'm up as a final nomination, I probably leave there. So I have to use my understanding of the game, my strategy, and then kind of how I felt where I was sitting in the game to kind of throw votes, which I think created a scenario like we talked about, hasn't ever been done in Mythos history. Not only does it keep me safe, but it takes out probably one of the biggest win threats in the game. So I think that my understanding and strategy throughout that little 5, 6, and 7 part was kind of instrumental, but also like my physical gameplay throughout the end was my greatest trait. So I would say that was my second thing. And then for Seb touched on it about social trait and how like important that was to his game. I don't think Seb had an unclear path to the final from like the round you left on, which is tough to do. Like it's not easy to get into a comfortable situation in a game where anything can happen. And so I applaud like whether it had been like being at final three and having me knowing that I'm going to take him, and in my belief having Kendra more than likely going to take him over me, like that's a good position to be in. So I think the social aspect for Seb is probably the thing that I wish I could have used a little bit of during the game.
Thank you, thank you. I also just have one more question. I have 40 seconds. I don't need an explanation. I just need
Uh,
names.
Richard, reminder, you do have the 4 minutes banged by.
I might need like a minute extra as well, but I don't
That's
need an
fine.
explanation. I just need names. What jury member do you guys think you could beat had they got to the end with you? I don't need an explanation. Just say a
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I'm gonna say just based on how I viewed everything, Jen.
Um, Finnegan. Yeah, Finnegan.
Just Jen and Finnegan. Okay,
Oh, so
sounds good.
it's any of them or just
Any of them,
one?
as many as you can list, as
Oh,
many as you guys can list.
Oh, Finn, Erica. Like I said, I mentioned in my opening speech, I'm not beating you, Richard.
That's fair.
I would say probably I think I have chances against Finnegan, Erica, you. I think my chances start to slip around Jen. I think that's more in her favor. I think Kendra, it's more in her favor. Um, Maybe like 50-50 John, but honestly, that's a tough stretch. And then
Okay.
Mare, I think, wins.
Okay, cool. Thank you guys for your time. Good luck for the rest of the finale. Hope to see you guys after. Kick me out, please. I don't know how to get out of
Alrighty,
here.
I'll get you sent back if it lets me. Oh wait, why are you not? You're not showing up in the main room for some
Um,
reason.
I'll stay here. Sounds good to me. I love me.
That would be lovely if you don't.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
I'll join. I'll join manually. I'll join manually. I'll rejoin the Zoom. Just
yeah,
kick me out.
thank you.
Yeah, sweet as.
Um, while we wait for that, we are halfway through. Uh, our next person, Jen. I'll quickly wait for Richard to rejoin, just so we don't have Richard rejoin in the middle of Jen talking. Alrighty, now they'll let me assign you. We're here.
All
That
right, sweet.
bloody Australian internet. Okay, and now I can get Jen to join. There we go. And here she is. Okay, Jen,
Hello.
you still have 3 minutes from John if you want to use them for your
Okay.
questions. So just
Okay.
let me know. But if you are ready, when the timer will start when you start talking.
Okay. I am feeling so nervous because I am very salty. I am, I as a player, and I thought I let you know this, Jeff. I am a loyal player. I am willing to go down for my allies. I I just need to know that they care as well. So just, it wasn't the move. I understand why you voted us. It was the smartest thing to do, obviously. I, the fact that you at no point thought to come and tell me, like when you started seeing what was happening and like things were getting saved, like at no point you thought that you should let me know that instead of going with the plan that you set into motion because you put the final three. Like the thing is that the entire game I spent telling you that the only reason I trusted you was because of Ali. And that was the reason why. And that last round was the round that we actually spent the most time talking about endgame, talking about each other, talking about everything. And the fact that you invested that much time into the round that you then stabbed me in the back, like that is what said, in case you were wondering what my last game chat, like my goodbye message was, it was to Jeff. Because the entire game I wanted you out, Seb, because I felt like you were a threat. Now I need to let you know something. Your last answer to the question may have come off a little delulu to a lot of the jury because I don't think you beat me.
And that's fair.
um, so that kind of shows that you weren't as aware of the game dynamics. So you're gonna have to work on that. And listen, I'm in your corner. So like when I said I will root on my enemy over my ally, I meant it. So I want to give you, Sub, a chance to kind of think of, my question for you was, what was your strategy going into the game? How did it change the route? My question for Jeff was, knowing, did you not know me as a person? Like, did you not know me as an ally and know that that would be how the cards would play out? Or was it just complete poor lack of jury management and you just totally didn't even think about it? So that's my question for each of you.
Hop into this one because I think it needs a little bit more explanation. So, like I kind of alluded to in the last conversation with Richard, it got to a point where I was sitting there and doing the math. And if knowing because we had had the conversation about your power expiring the round that we were about to go into, knowing that Mira had a power because she had won Immortal, knowing that with basically how your shield had worked and had been an overpowered power, that something like that could be in Mira's hands. I sat there and looked at what could be the potential situation at the end of the renoms. And how it looked to me was it would either be with how I was supposed to vote. Seb would come down, I would go up, one of you would go up. Now at that point, I went and sat there and asked myself, if Jen and I are up, will Kendra and Seb keep me? And the answer to my question is Seb might, Kendra won't, they won't go to rocks. Then I went to the other one and I went, if Kendra and I are up, no, if you or I are up, whatever I just said, go ahead. You can.
I really do, and I think you should say this, and somebody else will give you the chance to say this. I think it was a great move. I think the way you handled it and executed it was terrible for your jury management because you
Sure,
lost my vote. And I would have
sure,
been someone that would have been there writing for you and arguing for you. And now you have me completely in the opposite direction. That is what
sure.
I like. I don't need to know your, because
Thought
great
process.
strategy.
Sure.
Yes. I
Yeah.
just need to know if you realize that by doing that and by not telling me, because even after you made the nominations, you
Yeah.
could have come to me or Kendra, and been like,
Yeah.
hey, just so you know, like, I didn't go with the plan. I voted for you guys. Because
Sure.
at that point, there was a good shot that one of us was going up,
Right. So
if not
what
both.
happens? So what happens if I tell you and then nothing changes and those are the three final noms? Well, now you guys are going to side eye me because I tell you, hey, I threw my votes. And then when stuff happened and when you guys got renommed was bad timing for me because I was with my daughter. I didn't have an opportunity to message you. I did message you the minute like I could get back to and saw your messages. And I know timing sucks for that. I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't suck from a perspective of, because like I said in the beginning, this was supposed to be our second chance because we didn't get one in Boto. I really enjoyed our
It
conversation and
was,
our,
yeah. And for me, it really was like, and because I've had this argument in jury too, and because some people do have your back. And for me, it's really just the way that you left me feeling. Like, the way that I see it is you and Seb had very similar games. I think you had me more. I think Seb had Kendra more. And I think we were protecting both of you because of that. And like, Seb, I wanted you out from the beginning because I understood that you were the glue that was holding so many things together. And I don't think enough people are giving you credit for that. So I will say that's something that I've argued, because your social game, I had a lot of social capita. From day one, I was with Erica and Kendra. So I knew a lot of what was going on in the game. At no point did anyone ever want to turn on you. I told Jeff, I told John, I told Kendra, I told Erica would have been fine with it. But anyway, like, it was no one, they didn't want to take you out. And I saw that as a threat. So it's, when I look at your games, and they're very similar, and I'm not going to look at the competitions. Sub, you have some explaining to do on the throwing of final comps as well. But I come and look at it, and your games are so similar, and one of you left me feeling like shit, and the other one I purposely kind of kept to the side because I knew that I wanted him out and I didn't want to have that weird relationship. That is where my vote is coming from. So I guess I do want to give you just a chance to say anything that you think might change that, knowing that I am an emotional player. Like, I am strategic, but I am also emotional AF, and I will vote based off of my emotions.
Real
sure.
quick, I'll give y'all some of John's time.
Sorry.
Okay, so two things. When it happened, how it happened, I had two thoughts. Number one is that if I didn't do what I did, I would be the one voting for either you or somebody else. I did this solely out of self-preservation. And I know that you don't like the way that I did it, but again, it was the only way forward that I saw. It wasn't meant to like, I know that it came off as backstabbing and malicious, but in the situation, I looked at it as if I don't do this, I lose. And I know that it's like, well, why didn't you just say something? What am I supposed to say? Hey guys, I have a plan that is going to keep me safe, but put you guys at risk. And then nothing happens. You come back and you're like, well, what the fuck? So I looked at it as like this is something that needs to be done. Seb didn't know I was doing this. Nobody knew I was doing this. It was just me. I'm the only person in my prod chat going, well, what if I do this? Like, I wasn't bringing people in saying, hey, let's fuck over Jen and Kendra. Like, that wasn't what happened. The only thing that happened was self-preservation, and that's all I was thinking of at that time. So I understand voting with emotion, but I had hoped at the end of the day, like you said, it was a big brain move. It was my best move of the season. It was a game landscape changing move. Like that's at the end of the day, if you look at things that significantly impacted the landscape of the game, that was it. Like I had a way forward from that point. And I hate that it had to happen the way that it did, but that was the best move for me at the time. Leaving you out of it, kind of putting kind of a sour taste in your mouth. Obviously not the intention,
I'm
but it's a
gonna
game.
take the part thing here just because we got already the extra minute
Sorry. Yeah. Go
to end it
ahead.
off
So,
here. Um, Jen, if you have a quick final thing to say, I will let you. Just don't
I
let it. Okay. Just so you know, it
Seb
has
might
to.
have a quick thing to say, but
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
good.
give Seb just the time to quickly have a small response because he doesn't hasn't able to do anything. Um, Seb, you are muted still.
Yeah, small
Um,
response.
because
I
this
don't even.
definitely belongs.
I was a scorned woman coming in, Seb.
I
Sorry.
had
You
all
were
the I
just
had all
a
the
bystander.
I had all these thoughts, and I'm V. Can I get like a minute and a half?
You know, yeah, sure. It's the
Okay.
fairest thing.
Okay. So I'll start with the original question. What was my strategy coming in? What was my strategy going out? When I looked over the format and I looked over everything, I realized this is a game that you're this is going to sound really bad because it's me saying it. You're going to play hard from the start and kind of just like trickle your way down. So that's why I did the first like 3 rounds of this game. I secured those social bonds to the point where, like, as you just said, people did side-eyed me. People did say that they didn't want me at the end. It didn't fucking matter. They still were like, you know what? Seb's someone I want to take to the end. Jeff touched on it in Richard's thing. At honestly, probably past live night, there's a clear path for me to sit in this spot, if not the final 3. And what I would like to point out is that, yes, Jeff did all this setup to get you and Kendra on the block, but ultimately, I was going to vote you out no matter what. So it was really just if Jeff wanted to go to Rocks or not, because I would have like wholeheartedly. But I'm going to touch on one last thing because you said, hey, like your social perception on you specifically. And I want to specify because I'm not saying like I feel like I would just beat you and crush you. The way I was thinking about it is like we have totally different ways we're thinking about the game because we didn't talk to each other. Because like you, I think I kind of like was like, okay, like with the time I have, let's focus on the people who I'm going to be able to go far with. And with you being close to Jeff, I knew I was getting that information anyways. Um, and so I think it's more of the fact that I was viewing it as, okay, this is going to be a competition. I still could win. I still could lose, because I don't know your game really well because of that, because of us not really talking much. So I wouldn't necessarily say I'd squash you like a bug,
I,
but
just so you know, I did not have the big reaction to that. So that's where I'll leave
yeah,
it for
yeah.
that.
Okay, well, with that, Jen, I'm having the same issue as I have with Richard with you. So if you can rejoin, and I'll let you go back, or if you can manually rejoin the thing, the breakout room, that would be great.
Let me see.
He's not
How
letting me send you.
will Allie? Oh, join breakout room. I can do it.
Yeah, if
Yes.
you can do that, thank you.
Okay.
He's not letting me send you there. Alrighty, with a little bit of extra time there, we are gonna go to our next jury member. The person who got the fourth place because John already was here. We're going to go to Mira. And there she is.
Hello.
Once again, Mira, as before, once you are ready, I'll make the judgment that there's about 1 minute left of that John's bank. So if you want to use it, let me know. But the timer will start when you begin talking.
To be fair, it'll be these two that determine whether or not I have to use that time. Um, Congrats to you both. It's been very interesting being in the jury chat and seeing a lot of different perspectives. I will say it's been very clear that you guys played very, very similar games, so I am hoping to hear a little bit more differentiation in not only your answers that I'm about to ask, but also maybe your ending speeches. Um, but I'm gonna do my same jury question I do every single time. I think the one where it's like, raise your hand if you think you have this person's vote is really stupid. So we're not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna go down the line of jurors and you're going to tell me why they are not voting for you. And we're gonna go through every single one. And we'll just kind of go back and forth of who's answering first. So we're gonna start with juror number one, Miss Erica. Jeff, why do you not have Erica's vote?
Think we were on opposite sides and we didn't really connect from a gameplay sense. So we never really got close. And also, she was one of the people that voted me in. So
Okay. Seb, why do you not have Erica's vote?
This is going to sound really stupid because of what you just said. We were on opposite sides. That is correct. I think that, but Erica was also very forthcoming with working with people I was not going to. And I think it left a social divide. And so, like, the one time we got in a VC, it was like all personal talk. And then by the time live night happened, she was the person I wanted her to go. So that could have like a strain on her view on my game.
Okay. Seb, why do you not have Finnegan's vote?
I think I don't have Finnegan's vote because I went out of my way to make that alliance right before a live night. And I did, like I said, I really did want it to go somewhere. I didn't know necessarily how far, but I wanted to go somewhere. But because of my, everyone perceived me and Kendra as the duo, uh, Kendra eliminating Finn, which is not what I would have done if I got that. Um, but Kendra eliminating Finn could have that view of, okay, well, Seb and Kendra were close. So, of course, Seb knew that this alliance was not going to work out when that's not the case.
Okay. Jeff, why do you not have Finnegan's vote?
we had like 5 messages throughout the season. So there's absolutely no reason why I think he would vote for me.
Easy enough. Jeff, why do you not have Richard's vote?
Similar to Erica, we were on very different sides of the game, and my main goal at certain points was to get Richard out for A, being against me very early on in the game, and I'm so sorry to say this, but to get him the fuck away from you because I didn't think during the game, I didn't think that you and I could ever work together as long as Richard was in the game. So I needed Richard to get out, and I don't think like I honestly I don't think there was ever like any love lost or anything between us, but like I don't see I can see why he would be like, yeah, I don't really care.
Okay. Seb, why do you not have Richard's vote?
Unlike Jeff, I feel like I did have a good social connection with Richard. And despite us, quote unquote, being on different sides, I always try to reach out. I think Richard plays this game hard. I think he was very heavy on the bluffs, very heavy on the lying, very heavy on the flashiness. And I'm more of a passive player, someone who like flows under the radar. And I just think that Richard wants a winner who played like him.
Okay, that's fair. Jen? Seb, why do you not have Jen's vote? And I understand we just heard what Jen said and what Jen questioned, but outside of what she said, I would like you both to answer why you don't have her vote. And
Of
Jeff, you
course.
cannot say the question she just asked. You can't say what I
I
just said.
I
But Seb, go
think
first.
I think that Jen kind of touched on it, and I hate to repeat it, but we kind of avoided each other like after like round 3 or 4 because we just understood that like we were going after each other, and that was that. And like we had a long conversation the round that she had left about not being able to get on VC and not being able to talk much. And I ultimately missed our last VC, like the last attempt we were going to have at a VC um, because of work, of course. So I think she could always view it as like, yeah, like we were avoiding each other, but he still didn't put the social work in with me.
Jeff?
I'm not going to take the easy answer. I'm going to say I believe that Jen could see it as that I prioritize other people ahead of her and put her lower down on my list of individuals. So I think that that could be something that would appear as a slight. So I think that would be my main reasoning.
Okay. We also have like 3 jurors left and we only have like 2:30, so like we're gonna have to start rapid firing this. Jeff, why do you not have John's vote?
Because he's too sweet and loves Seb.
Okay. Seb, why do you not have John's vote?
I don't have John's vote because he made a final 2 deal with me, and I've been very open throughout this jury roundtable about how Jeff was the person I always wanted to go to the end with. And I think he could see that as, me lying to him deliberately.
Okay. Seb, why do you not have Kendra's vote?
Why do I not have Kendra's vote? I think kind of in the same boat, like me and Kendra. Kendra is a loyal player. Kendra broke the deal at Final Four with you to keep me in the game. And
I'm aware.
it kind of like backfired on her and the fact that like if on the off chance I won that last comp, I was taking Jeff. And I think it's kind of in the same boat with John, where like Kendra could feel slighted on a loyalty and that I kind of like I don't want to say toyed because that was never my intention, but kind of just like stringing along. I guess that's the same thing. You have a saying.
Yeah. Jeff, why do you not have Kendra's vote?
Two things. Kendra wanted to take Seb, and I think Kendra is mad that I spent the last night before I did my final vote calling them to explain why I couldn't take them. Something I did out of respect because I respected Kendra's gameplay. So,
Amazing. Last one. Why do both of you not have my vote?
oh, I took out your husband.
You can't use that excuse. You can't use the
Why?
excuse
You
you
never
took out
said
my
that.
husband. Pick something else. Why do you both not have my vote?
I think we could have been closer throughout the game. And that's not for lack of anything other than you had your people, I had my people. We did have moments of chit chat and conversation where we were really good, but I think that there could have been more, so I can understand why you would be closer with other people in the game.
Okay. Seb?
I feel like you could view our conversations in the game as convenient, which was never my intention. But there was a lot of times where, like, as mentioned, I would play up the whole, oh, my back is against the wall. I'm 10 steps behind. And those were the times where, and I realized it looking over this, like those were the big times we talked about game was like kind of me throwing my pity party. Which was strategy in itself, but like definitely doesn't come across as that way during the game.
Okay. Thank you both. I look forward to hearing your answers to these next questions, as well as your end speeches. And again, good job to you both for getting to the final two.
Thanks, Miriam.
Perfect. I'm having once again the same issue as I did with Jen and Richard. So Mira, if you
I'm
could
joining.
manually move back. Thank you, lovely. You're amazing. And then we go to our last juror, and certainly not the least. We go to Kendra. Join. Please let it work. Great. Ah, amazing. Wonderful. There we go. Kendra, as there is officially a minute still left in the bank, I will just give you the 8 minutes.
Yes, please. We might need it here.
Okay, well, if you are ready, please start.
Okay, first off, congratulations. Like, I don't think there's anything that like changes my opinion of either of you in terms of your gameplay and what you've done throughout the game. But the jury does have a couple questions they really want to know from you too that I think really would help them overall see who they think they have are more leaning more than the other. So I guess, firstly we have Seb, there's a couple questions we have for you. And then Jeff, really, I have questions for you solely for my specific vote. But that'll get there in a second. So Seb, you didn't really touch on the final seven as much as Jeff did. And from that point, the jury kind of saw that you were really worried during that round because that's what you showed is that you're really worried about going up and being a potential target. But we thought, or at least we assumed, that you knew the whole plan going on to backdoor Richard. And we just want to know, like, how much did you know going on in the final seven round that really helped you feel safe, not safe, etc. So uh, what was your impact on the final seven round, and what did you know? What didn't you know?
Of course. So I think as Jeff mentions at Final Six, his was self-preference. I viewed Final Seven as self-preference. I did not believe Kendra, or not Kendra, oh my goodness, Mira and Richard were fighting like that. Like, there's no way a relationship like that breaks up in like, a day over some powers. Like, come on. But I did have that fear in the back of my head that, Richard was a smart player and that he was going to pull something to get me on the block. So the way that I viewed it is that I went to you guys, and yeah, Jeff definitely had some assistance with pointing the votes, but you three volunteered to go in. You could have just said, hey, Seb, if you feel your name's already out there, let's just pile votes on you and someone else, and then we'll save you with the thing, or we'll figure it out from there. But you three volunteered to go in. You said you guys can go in my place. Not necessarily my place, but you guys could go in. And whatever happens with Seb happens with Seb. And then from there, I knew that I placed my votes and I kept my lie, and Jeff kept my lie about me placing all three votes on Jeff when Richard and Mira had asked. And then on top of that, I knew Jeff won. I knew that no matter who had won the competition, that I wasn't going to be backdoored. I think if you won and you saved someone, I was going to be backdoored. I think that if John had won and did he save someone, I was going to be backdoored. Obviously, Jeff had his own plan, but I ultimately final seven is self-preference for me. Like I don't view it as like oh, I got you, or I made this big
Okay.
move. Like it was more like me,
So
please.
I think I get what you're saying. I think you're misinterpreting what we're asking. So like that round, the final seven, right? Like Jen had her power, and it
Mhm.
was Jen and myself that came up with the plan and then slowly trickled it out to other people to get her to use her power that round to backdoor Richard. So we are trying to figure out, did you know anything about what was going on behind the scenes? Or were you just kind of hoping you were safe and you were playing like self-preservation, like you said? Or did you have any inclination of what we were trying to plan?
I knew that powers were out. I knew powers are going to be played. I knew Jen had still had her power from her immortal. Again, I knew it was a shield, but I didn't know exactly what it did. And I knew that, and Jeff had told me to trust him, and I trusted him. And that I didn't. There wasn't a lot of strong strategic sense on what I did know, what I didn't know. What I knew at Final Seven was based on pre-existing relationship from other rounds.
Okay. And the other thing that we kind of want to touch on, so, and this
Hey,
is for both
real
of you.
quick, there's an update for the three of you. I am having an update from the jury. They are requesting 8 extra minutes be added. I am willing to do that because the jury has questions.
Sure.
Okay. Are they making me ask or are they coming in to ask?
You may
Do
ask them.
they? Because I don't have. Tell them to put it in. I don't
They
have
said
the
you're
question.
asking. I'll tell them. I'll tell them.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
you're the one doing.
Okay, so at least the question for both of you, you both kind of talked about throwing comps throughout the season, both of you.
I
So
don't
we
think
really
Jeff
want,
did.
yes, he did. He said he threw them in the beginning in his speech.
No, I did not.
I promise you, you did. We all
I
talked about it
promise
in
you,
chat.
Kendra, I promise you I didn't throw a single comp this season. I was only in one competition at the beginning of the season and I got second. The only competition that I said I did bad in was Final Five Live Night.
Okay,
And that was
regardless, okay, that's fine if that's your answer. What I'm telling you is the jury talked about it because we heard it from the speeches. So, regardless of what you did or didn't say, we talked about it, right? So it came up, okay? So, Seb, you talked about throwing competitions, obviously. So, what competitions did you throw, right? Specifically, and why did you throw them?
Of course. So, I had the thought originally of throwing the safety comp to Mira, hence why I asked her out loud if she wanted safety. But ultimately, I didn't want to make a decision between you guys, and I even picked the order strategically. But that's not the point. That's not the question you're asking me. I threw the final four safety. That comp was, I wouldn't say it was easy, and I don't think I was going to win like with flying colors with the cube, but sitting there for 16 minutes waiting to do something and then finally being like, okay, I can solve this. And then I threw the other comp. As you mentioned, we had talked all season about the different types of comps we'd see at the end game, specifically about our charts and if we made them and if we were ready. And we went to the comp and it was before and after. I did not get a single question wrong. I almost did get all of them wrong. So I could say, oh, I had 9 cups on the wall. But V said that, the time didn't matter, or the score wouldn't be revealed. So I was basically like, you know what? I'll say if anyone asks, I'll say I got 5 questions wrong and I dropped within the 6 minutes like I did. But I ultimately got none of them wrong. I could have stood on that wall for the 3 or 4 hours if I wanted to, but I didn't because I knew that you had enough trust in me to take me to the final three. And if Mira won, I knew that she had viewed you as a threat already because she had talked to me about at Final Five before you made that deal about potentially getting you out. So, oh, and
So
then I
can
threw
you?
the and then I threw the final three comp because I knew one of you was going to take me either way.
Okay, so which rounds and comps, like which round specifically?
So I threw final four safety, final four power, and final three the first comp, and I wasn't able to compete in the second. So
Okay. So, where was I at? What, Mira, can you retype that in a question that makes sense? So she questioned, what was the strategy for placing us how we did in the final five? And that's for
of
both of you.
of course. So
Oh,
at the final five, V said, "Hey, I need you to
okay.
rank them,"
This
and
is, keep going. You're good.
and I thought it was going to be a white locust type comp where like, the first people go and then they'll set the score, then they'll have to get it in that time or they'll be eliminated. So I put you first because I knew you would beast the comp. I put Jeff second because I knew that, on the off chance Jeff goes, one of the two people going here is going to be Mira, who I know is really good at comps, especially in those timed comps. And I put John last because I knew that John needed to go sooner rather than later on a pure comp base because I had the plan to throw those comps moving forward, but I knew that you two specifically would take me to this point. John, I knew had a final two deal with me, but I also knew was close to Jeff at certain points in this game.
Okay. That works. So that I misinterpreted the question, but I think the jury said they're pretty good with questions at the moment. But I will ask just because I am also kind of curious. What was your strategy going into the night moves and how you picked who was who and where they went? Were you told anything about
So
night moves?
Well, that's what I was just saying. So
Oh,
because
okay.
I wasn't told it was night moves, I had an assumption that it was going to be like white locusts, where like based on the order, like if you're going further down, like you're at a more risk to be eliminated. So I
Oh,
ranked it.
gotcha. Okay.
You at number one, Jeff at number two, Mira at number three, and
Gotcha.
John at number four. And you two might have been flipped, but I'm pretty sure you were number one, Jeff was number two, and then I had Mira above John because on the off chance that either Mira doesn't complete the comp and we go to the final four as that group where I have the three bonds with you guys, or John gets eliminated, and then we move on from there, like confident as could be.
Okay, so I'm going to move on to Jeff here real quick because I got my specific questions and we can end kind of what we're going with. So I'm going to piggyback off kind of what Jen kind of brought up the final seven round, right? Like, I know you're saying specifically, that you never could have told us because of our reactions. But in my personal opinion, the way you should know your players that you're playing with, right? And Jen and I both are very upfront people. That's why you came to me at the final three, right? Because you wanted to tell me upfront at the final three, but you couldn't tell me that you nominated me in the final seven. Like that to me is like you can do that right after nominations. Like I know you say you can't, but like as soon as nominations are done, what's done is done in that round, right? You can't go up. What's the problem with letting us know that you voted us? Like, where does that, why would you do that? That's silly.
So, like I alluded to earlier, say that everything stays the same, right? Say that there's no special power. John comes down, Mira and Seb stay up, Mira gets voted out. I told you guys, hey, I didn't feel safe because if I go up at the end, if things happen how they do, and I go up, I feel that you or Erica would not have my best interests at heart because at that point, it then becomes a question of do I feel better for your game above Jen or do I feel better for Jen's game above you? And in both of those situations, and I talked to you about this after Final Three, I felt like I was lower on the totem pole for not only you and Jen, but for other people in the game. So I know it seems like I had this like really like, oh, I was scared that I was gonna go out at any point. Like the only person at that point, up until that point, I could say that I could 100% trust was Seb. And the bad thing about that was he had just saved you over me at live night. So even that relationship, I had a little bit of a side eye because I was like, why didn't you save me? I understand as the game goes along is to create that relationship and bond with you, but I'm pretty shook. Like, yes, we make the round 7 happen, and then we go into round 6, and I feel like there is a larger than 50% chance that I can go. So the thing that I need to do is I need to get myself as safe as possible and I need to see how everything plays out. Because if I tell you, hey, I know we talked about doing this, but I actually threw votes on you, and it comes back where Mira leaves, Seb and John stay, and it's you, John, Seb, me, and Jen. Well, now I'm public enemy number one with you.
I,
Now, how,
again,
go ahead.
just you need to know your audience, right? Like that's part of your player. Like me and Jen, you should have known us enough to know that we wouldn't have really been upset at the fact that you voted us in after the nominations. And I don't think, okay, I mean, you can make the face you want to make, but honestly,
I was
like,
stretching my leg. Sorry.
okay, no, you're good. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, you as a player should know us in game, right? And both of us are players that respect the honesty that comes through. And you not telling us after nominations was the issue, right? It wasn't
Sure.
telling us like because you told me literally after the round ended, right? And that
Yeah.
put more salt in the wound to me than
I
just telling me after nominations.
I told you before the vote.
Yeah, but not after nominations.
Right. And I just told you why I didn't tell you about nominations. And also, you're saying you should know your players. Kendra, this is the first time we've ever played together. I don't know if you're going to sit there and be in my best interest or if you're going to stab me in the back at the first opportunity. And I did just mention that you and Seb had just started working
Okay,
together.
hold
So
on.
I didn't feel, okay, sorry.
I was saying like if you were social enough with me and Jen, you would know that we are those type of players, right? So like you should know us as those type of players, regardless of whether you met me or not before. That doesn't matter. Games before does not affect games now. They don't, right? Unless you're playing pre-game connections, and I don't do that, right?
Sure.
So what we're looking at is knowing the players in the game now and how they played, right? So
Right.
you knew I was an upfront player, right? That's what you knew of me?
I knew nothing about you. Like I
No,
knew
no, I'm
from,
saying like going into the final
in what
seven.
we were talking about, Final Seven, I knew that we had collaborated greatly in the round.
And
You're talking about round 6, right?
I wasn't no. Well, the final seven.
Sure, Final Seven. Yes.
But
Um,
but like at final seven, you knew I was an upfront player, correct? Like at that point, you knew I was upfront about what I was doing consistently.
I felt like we had worked well together the round before. Yes. But at that again, you're sitting there saying in a situation where I am going to be at risk. It's
But
not the
you
same thing
weren't.
as it.
Wait. Do the math, right? You would never have been in
Yes.
risk because if you voted me and Jen, you were
Right.
never going to go up because there was no chance for you to go up.
That's what I'm saying. I did those so that I wouldn't go up. But that's not knowing
That's
that what's going to
fine.
happen is going to happen. Like I didn't do it because I knew Mira was going to tether to John. I did it because I was trying to stay safe. And I know you're saying, "Oh, well, if you had just been honest with us." But you're telling me that 2 weeks later, like in the moment, it's not easy for me to sit there and be like, "Hey, I just want to let you guys know if something wonky happens, I fucked you over." Like that's not where it came from. It was more, like I said, the self-preservation aspect of it. And I
Okay.
get that, like, it's not what you want to hear, but
No,
like,
no,
I think,
because it's not making sense.
how is it
Because
not
you're
making
not
sense?
because you're not actually answering what I'm asking. I said, like, you can tell us after nominations because mathematically there's no way you go up at the final seven if you vote me and Jen.
Yes. But at that
So
point, we didn't know that you and Jen were going up because although Mira had a power, I didn't know how it was going to operate. So I was operating on the assumption that if everything went to how we had it voted out, and you guys stayed, both of you, and I then tell you, hey, I voted you this last round before anything happens, and we're now at final 5, and I have John, who is also close with Jen, Seb, who is also close with you, and me, the odd man out. It wasn't like I
I
felt like I
think
couldn't say anything.
okay, I think that was you just misinterpreting me and Jen. So that's here nor there. Because we would have been fine if you would have just told us. Either way, move into the final three, and I think we already talked about it extensively, but like I think you also misread me there, right? Like, yes, I prefer the upfront honesty, but what I didn't like, and I think like where it came from as disingenuous, was the fact that we didn't have a single VC before then, and then you just ask for a VC just to do that. And I know that's not your fault. I'm just saying like it just comes off as more disingenuous, whereas a message would have felt better. And that's just from my point of view. I know you can't read that, but I just think it was just a misread on your part. So that's just a comment there. I'm not going to really go into it because I think like we've kind of gotten into enough of the whole misreading of the players. But either way, yeah, I'm good. I have kind of what I want to do. Good luck to both of you. I think that, this jury, they had some questions that really helped them figure it out. So I hope that this was helpful to them and figuring out what they wanted to do. So thank you.
With
Thanks,
that,
Kendra.
Kendra, thank you so much. Once again, I'm having the same issue. So if you could rejoin for me the breakout room on your own, that would be awesome.
Rejoin what?
The breakout room.
How do I
Because
do
it's not
that?
letting me send you there. It should be you should be able to see like breakout rooms on the bottom next to like more and the participants and all that stuff.
Oh, the more breakout.
It should
Like
be in
more.
that area, yeah.
All right, we're gonna go join that.
Thank you. Alrighty. And with that, there we go. There we go. Yeah. We have finished our questions. So we have now gotten to your final speeches. Ali, you're also welcome to go on camera because everyone else is. You will also have 7 minutes to do this. This is your final go ahead of giving your final picks as to why you should win. I wish the both of you good luck. After that, the jury will lock in their votes and I will get back to you. As said before, Jeff would like to go second. So, Jeff, if you can, please go off camera. My fellow production members, please also go off camera. I will get your timer ready. And then when you are ready, Seth, you may start talking.
All right, I'm ready when you are, V. All
Go
right.
ahead.
Well, first off, I want to just mention this because I didn't get to say before. I decided to wear my cast prod photo for the season. I thought it'd be cool. But first off, I want to thank you guys for your questions. It really did put a lot of perspective into not only Jeff's game and your games, but my game as well. And I'm going to reemphasize this because I know this is a talking point. I said in my opening speech, there are points I got lucky. There are points I got there's I never played or never said that I played a perfect game, but there were so many things in this game on a pure social game level that were meticulous and maybe not necessary, but I did it to do it, and I did it to get to this spot. Multiple jurors. You might have an issue with the strategic side of my game. You could say I played passively, or you could say I didn't do this or didn't do that, but most, if not all of you, should be at least able to recognize the social capital that I had starting straight off from the start of the game and heading into this point where I mentioned the luck before. Obviously, it is lucky that I won the live night comp, that's based on a lot of comps have a little bit of luck. But what I did with it to secure those bonds that I created in the beginning to get me to the end. And I think two of you had mentioned after Richard had left, there's a strong chance that even though Jen is targeting me, that I make it to this point. And I want to say there's this quote because I know a lot of you guys questioned why I threw comps or why I downplayed my game. And V said something in my rites of passage competition, or not competition, my rites of passage confessional that we did at Final Five. V said it was something along the lines of this game is meant to be played by bold players making bold moves forwardly. And I realized at that point that like I didn't do that and I didn't have to. I think that I used my social capital and I used my social game relationships. And I know that there are some social relationships I definitely lacked with, for sure. And I know that not everyone's the biggest fan of me being here, hence the people who had left and said that. but I ultimately proved you guys wrong on that end. I was able to get here without having to win a single comp after Final Four. I could have, but I didn't. And I think that I look specifically at Final Six. You know, Jeff talks about being able to throw these votes at Final Six to keep himself safe. But ultimately, if the vote went the way it did, which was Kendra and Jen, I would have gone to Rocks. And you get a lot of a lot of perceptions that I was under the radar and I was passive. Um, but I would have done it. I needed Jen out at that point, just like I needed Erica out during live night, and it happened by saving Jeff. There were just everything I did in this game was meticulous and was planned out. And of course, I had my rough moments and I had my personal stuff going on. But I would like you to look at my game as a whole and view it as what I said tonight and what you've experienced on a game level of me throughout this entire game. And I'm just going to keep rambling, but I really do appreciate you all. No matter who wins between me and Jeff, it will be worth it to have gotten to this point. This is an amazing production team. But I just really want you to hone in on the fact that like I was going to be here no matter what after a certain point. And whether you guys voted for me or not at that certain point is up to you, the jurors. But just know I was fairly confident. And that's that. Thank you for your time. And I'm going to abstain the rest of my time.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Seb. Jeff, same thing. Your timer will start and you start talking. Good luck.
Hi friends. I heard a lot of people say that Seven I had a lot of similar gameplay aspects, and I think in the beginning of the game that was true. But I think from Final Seven on, I definitely played a little bit more cutthroat. I definitely was not passive in any way, shape, or form. I made moves that, although they weren't the most well liked, were the moves that I needed to do in order to move forward. Um, I created a scenario that's never happened in Mythos before. I can hang my hat on that. I won 3 out of the last 4 comps. I can hang my hat on that. I even excluded information from my day one from day one. I don't know why that's backwards. That one, day one from day one. Even round Final Seven, you know, I win. I pull down Jin. I immediately go, and Seven's messaged me at this point. Hey, if you have to put me up, I understand. And I'm just like, are you ready to see something fun? And so I think that I did a lot of things that may not have even really registered. They may not have seemed flashy, but they were definitely moves that should be taken into consideration. Um, round 5 on basically. The only round that I didn't have a significant impact in, whether it be strategic or gameplay from Final Seven on, was the Final Five live night. So I think that my presence was felt in every round, and it's tough to do that in a cast like this. So I pushed myself. I wanted to win. I went out of my comfort zone, and sometimes I think I gave myself IBS, but um, I wanted to get to this point. I wanted to fight for an opportunity to win. And I think that I deserved that opportunity because at the end of the day, whether my moves were well liked or not, they were good moves. Like even the people that were affected most by them admitted it was a big brain move. So you can vote with your heart. You can vote with your head. Like Seb said, I'm really, really proud to be here and have gotten to this point. I'm proud to share the stage with Seb. And whatever happens, happens. Like I'm not going to take any kind of negative aspects from here. Um, it was a great season. It was a great cast. This game was fantastic. I'm here at the end with my buddy Seb, and the rest is in your hands. So I don't think I need a full 7 minutes. I think that you guys either have made your minds or we're close either way. I will say this though, where Seb thought that he had safety all the way through the end, I did not. I felt like I had to claw and make my way to the end, and I did that. And here I am. So, Seb, best of luck. V, thank you. Coach, thank you. I thank you. Megan, thank you. Cast, even the four fallen that didn't make it to the jury phase, Jessica, Giraffes, Brian, and ZZ. You made this season memorable, even if it was only for a short time. So I'm just gonna hope for the best and pray that the way that you see my gameplay is enough for you guys to give me your votes. So thank you.
Alrighty. Seth, please go back on camera.
Do we have a little bit of times before votes are read or no?
No, yeah, because I'm about to. Okay, I'm pinging the jury now because also you can see them just here. Please lock votes now.
You have time to open a pack?
Honestly, let's do it.
Fuck it, right?
Let's do it. It's a great thing
Let's do it.
to do this.
I'm gonna rub Buddha for luck.
It's my Buddha.
I know.
Who am I gonna rub for luck? You know what?
I want to
I'll
see the
rub.
cards.
Wait.
For
Can I
those
grab
of you
it?
that don't know, I have officially successfully gotten Allie into the cult of magic. So this is her favorite aspect of it, which is pack battles or pack openings. So I'll read everything out because it's hard to see with the glare. Fist Tower, Blazing Crescendo, which is our favorite card from the set because we get it all the time. D-Power, Baron Strucker, Human Torch,
Ooh.
Fantastic
Wait.
Bounce, Sif Spearmaster, Goliath Mass Manipulator, Spider-Man to
Hey
the
guys,
rescue,
make sure you lock in your votes, please.
Swamp, and then here we are with our money cards. For those of you that know, after the token is where all the money is.
Let's
So,
see.
first card, not worth money. I can already tell. This one, I don't know what that card is. Three
What is
steps
it?
ahead. That's
Oh,
pretty cool.
look.
This one is Thunderbolt's Conspiracy. I unfortunately have like five of those.
Three
This
steps ahead is a
is
couple of bucks.
King Prime. I don't know who that is.
Whoa, that's
This is a
cool.
this is a Mind Stone. Nope, it's not. Quicksilver Brash Player. This deck, not a good one. It's trash.
I'm gonna rub
Could
this.
have been worse.
I'm gonna rub this McDonald's coin for luck.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, I'm waiting on one person to lock their vote. And then we will get into it. And I got paper for it.
Hell yeah.
We've upgraded with the budget. First we got the premium Zoom. Now we got like paper votes instead of me sending it in the Discord. Like what's happening?
I will also rub my medieval times flag for good luck.
I'm waiting for this final person to log in. I'm about to ping them in the jury chat so the jury members can shame them.
One's about to get called out.
Please lock your votes in.
I'll call them out if necessary.
Don't call it out on in public, please. Thank you.
I literally put it up to John.
Ali, they can hear you. Thank you.
So now we know who we're waiting for.
Alrighty. I do indeed have the votes. I'm quickly gonna triple, quadruple count them to be very safe.
Good luck, Jeff. Day one since day one.
Day one since day one, brother. Bah. I did that backwards. Yeah, exactly. They're not gonna know what that was, so that was probably
Not
really
at all.
awkward.
Okay. Let's get into it, shall we? Jeff, Seb, For the first time, you actually want to see your name written down and voted with 1,000 votes in this season. And we will crown our god. I wish the both of you good luck. One of you will be joining Ali and Tyler. The other will be joining Jet and Logan. Good luck. Let's get into it, shall we? I will be going in the order of the jury. So we will start with Erica, and then we will move down. Understood? Let's get started. Erica has decided to vote. Let me actually make sure that this is visible. For Seb. Finn has decided to vote for Seb. Richard has decided to vote for Jeff. That is 2 votes Seb, 1 vote Richard. Jen has decided to vote for Seb. Just 3 votes Seb, 1 for Jeff. Seb, if you have 1 more vote, you will win. John has decided to vote for. Congratulations, the winner of Mythos Season 3, Seb. You have won. To go over the other remaining votes before we continue, Mira has decided to vote for Jeff, and Kendra has decided to vote for Seb, meaning by a vote of 5-2. Seb, congratulations, you have won. To the jury, you're all very welcome to join. If I can call you in from the breakout room, I will. There we go. They should be joining. Woohoo! Seb, you're very welcome to mute now. Jeff, you too. But once again,
It's me.
congratulations, Seb. It is awesome to host you this season. After you hosted me in Distortion, after we played in Hellraiser and Hypnotic together, it was awesome. Especially for, this is another fun fact, y'all. Jeff and Seb joined the cast like 2 days beforehand, meaning this is now the second winner who basically was not going to be on the season.
That's crazy.
And
that
Jeff,
They were both effectively alternates.
effectively, yes. And then Jeff, congratulations to you too. 2 votes is nothing to scoff at. It was amazing hosting you.
Did the
Thank you
vote
so
read
much for
happen?
wanting to be here.
Wait, did the vote
Yes.
already happen? We didn't see it.
Yeah, we
You
didn't
didn't see it?
Wait, who
No,
won?
it happened.
We thought you were bringing us back in here for it.
No, the stream was still going.
Oh.
We weren't being shown it.
No, we were
Oh,
being shown
I
it.
turned it off thinking, I apologize.
Do it one more time.
Okay, I'll go over it again then for you guys.
We'll do it again.
Yes,
Because I
thank
thought
you.
y'all could see it because it's been streamed the whole time and I didn't know that
We
changed.
thought
Waiting
you
to
were
get
talking
pulled back
about
in for
ourselves.
results.
Yeah,
What
we
about
We thought you were going to bring
No.
us back in here for the reading.
No.
Yeah, that's what everyone thinks.
Oh, I didn't say
We were
that,
all
did I?
waiting.
Well, then let's get into it. Again, I'll go over it quicker. Erica voted for Seb. So did Finn. So that's 2 votes for Seb. Richard voted for Jeff. Jen voted for Seb. And also, just to quickly have a little bit of attention, so did John. Mira did vote Jeff, and Kendra voted Seb. So by a vote of 5-2, Seb is your winner. Jeff is your runner-up. Seb has joined the pantheon of gods. Jeff, the pantheon of demigods. Again, both were basically alternates. It was a crazy thing. The both of you played very different games. You tackled the game very differently. I think it's been very interesting seeing the 3 seasons play out. Before we get into reunion, get into awards, I just want to thank all of you for this season. I think most of you have heard the stories of season 2. It was a season.
Thank you for not
And
making us hate our entire lives this season.
yes.
I'm sorry. That's me.
Um,
On me. I should have done better. I should
you
have argued more.
guys, I loved all of you so dearly. It was such a fun season to host. Y'all made me laugh so often. You guys played incredibly well. The strategies we had not seen, and we will go into it during awards because it was very difficult to get some of them out because there were so many options. I'm quickly going to send the Zoom link to
Specs.
Giraffes because I
Oh.
feel like Giraffes may want to join if they're available.
That's not on join,
And
yeah.
and then I don't imagine any of the other pre-jurors will join. The
The
No,
biggest
Jessica?
question is, did Jeff and Seb realize our theming?
Apparently not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you were all off on it because I thought you were all like John was shirtless, so I just assumed that was the theme.
That was a John thing. That was
John
That's-
was so
that's a
hot that
John
his
thing.
clothes.
I,
John was
I
so hot that his
technically
clothes
am part
burned
of the
off.
theme as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Seb also, me and you had the same idea of wearing a cost reveal outfits.
which I appreciate.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Kendra and
wanted to
Mira
look-
started the theme.
Yeah, they were
As
fire
I
and
wait-
ice.
As I
Kendra
wait
and I
for
are
Giraffes
fire
to
and
possibly join,
Yeah.
I
Bad for-
got
Are you
something
sure
very
CZ
fancy.
won't join?
CZ is not going to join.
Can we get
Um,
can we get Jessica in here, please?
Jessica.
Jessica.
I got something very special.
Jessica.
I got
Oh.
Odin Skull mead. This is
Yeah.
actual Norse mead.
12
It
PM.
is 19%. And so before we get into reunion, before we get into anything else,
It's 12 p.m.
Do I need
Tell
to
me
get
we're
a shot?
drinking.
Stop, V.
I want to
V,
propose
after
a
you
toast.
take a shot, check Prod Chat.
I will. I would like to propose a toast on this season.
What?
I adore all of you. It was incredible, and I cannot wait to see all of you in the future.
Cheers. Seb, DM me your charity later. If you're
I will. I
Um,
will.
Hey
Before we
Seb,
get
have
into...
you heard of a nonprofit flower farm called Canyon Blooms Petals for Patients?
I heard of it now.
Before we get into a reunion and awards, I also want to thank my production team. It would not have been this season without you, Megan, for the behind the scenes help and all the channels that I am way too lazy to make. Coach with challenges and accessibility, and when I had my emergency with the ER and helping and throughout everything and the draft. James, Esme, Georgia for the preseason help. Y'all were amazing as well. But obviously, I need to give the biggest applause and love to Ali. You helped me through this whole shit show. You helped me with challenges, with hosting them, with the advantages, with asking questions to everyone, to keeping me mentally sane. And I just want to give all the love to all of you.
I love
With
you.
that, I can make the announcement on who is going to be joining our production team. Because
wonder
3
who.
of you are joining the production
I
team.
wonder who.
First
They
of
haven't
all,
told anyone.
I know, right? We had to get our 2 original returnees, Kendra and Richard. And with that, I want to thank the both of you for wanting to come back, specifically Kendra for season 2 shenanigans and daring to do this again. But also
Yes,
Richard for
honestly,
you
it was a
wanting to come
miracle that
back.
anybody who played season 2 wanted to come
Don't
back.
leave me, I'm gonna fuck myself. Give Kendra flowers, please.
And
Kendra,
Richard,
everybody. We
also
love
thank you
Kendra.
for wanting to be back. So we have our season 1 and season 2 reps, but we need a season 3 rep. And I think we have to do it to the best dressed of the night. And I'm sorry, Kendra. That is Mira.
Where's Kendra's face? I need to see what Kendra looks like.
So our 3 new production members will be Mira, Richard, and Kendra helping us for season 4. Season 4 is in the works. And
Kendra,
I
let's
think
quit. Let's quit production.
it might be one of the best ones yet. Now, let's get into the award, shall we? Funnily enough, while y'all were talking, I started working on Magic deck, so Jeff opening that pack was actually perfect.
Wait, can I? What's the deck?
It's an Ultima deck from Final Fantasy. It's basically all colorless stuff.
Ugh, gross.
Okay, but I'm making it in a nice way.
Nice.
So let me check project. Yeah, no, Ali, I'll wait. Yeah, I saw that. I will let you do that. Yes. Um, there we go. Share my screen. Alrighty.
Oh, I have 3 direct messages.
Ah,
Why?
video function. Don't we love to see it? Here we have a production team again. Let's go through a little bit of history where we have our amazing cast. It was incredible having all of you. We head into phase 2,
Oh.
our final 5, to our final 2, and finally again, congratulations to our winner, Seb. And let's get into our first award, shall we? We'll begin with Hero of the Season. Now, honestly, there were options for this. I think a lot of you played fairly loyal, very much stayed to your groups. Others, which we will get into, chose to turn to the dark side. I think some people that we mentioned for a hero, I think Jen was mentioned, generally always being a very sweet personality, very cordial with everyone, despite that little bit at the end where Spicy Jen came out.
Spicy Jen always comes out.
Which Spicy Jen is amazing. I think Jeff
You
could be
just
up
have to
there
be the
as
nice
well.
person all the time.
But this person, I think, I think is a fairly obvious one. This award
No idea.
does go to John.
Oh,
John!
okay. Yeah.
I think
That's what I was
no
gonna
one
list.
really. I don't think
Wasn't
anyone really
expecting,
could
but
say
yay.
I think anyone really could say a bad word about John. He was
He's an
Meow.
ugly son of a bitch.
I think he was he was enjoyed by everyone and seen as a threat by everyone because of it.
I also
Um,
thought it'd be Erica.
Same.
Erica
I guess we're
was
biased there.
very close,
We're
but
biased on
there's a reason as to
It's
why
hard to make
not.
a final 9.
Why is there a reason, V?
You will
We
see.
go from hero to villain. Now, this season definitely had some villains.
Oh, it did.
We go from the giraffes boot where we had multiple calls of Erica saying, I just want to do this because I'm bored and I want to have fun. Which
Yeah,
resulted in
that's
the
so
giraffe
true.
line side. We had then the creation of our villainous trio of Erica, Richard, and Mira.
That's not.
Where
Heroes.
Oh, they
Richard,
went as a
Were
trio?
we the villain?
where
Were we the
Richard
villain?
very much got Erica to turn to the dark side,
Wait,
and
they
then
were a
got her
trio?
mistress of,
Yeah.
and then got his
They
mistress
were
of
a trio, yeah.
evil.
Sorry,
After
what did
Erica
you
got
just
taken
say?
out.
I was
Villain,
being
I-
sarcastic. I was being sarcastic. Oh my
No,
Wait,
not
god.
you.
did you say?
Did V just
Did
call
you
me
say?
his mistress?
No,
That's
mistress
crazy.
of evil.
I was
Yeah.
like, excuse the fuck out of me. I have a ring. Thank you.
But then we kind of go to Mira and Richard as our two biggest options for villain of the season. Who would have thunk that Richard, after seeing him in season 1, would possibly get villain? I would have never expected
knew?
that. But it did kind of end up with who lasted the
Mira?
longest, I feel like, here, because the both of
Wins.
you
Mira.
were
I'm a
some
hero.
villains. For Mira
Congrats,
bluffing
Mira.
every
Mira
advantage to the
villain,
moon
yes.
and making a
Villain
fake
era.
advantage to basically going on a
That no
revenge
one
tour for her
believed.
husband, to lying her ass off about the spear, which people did believe, and then playing it correctly. And all the rants were amazing to see. So Mira, you did the villain edit here. Richard, you were very close. You were very close.
I should have fought more. That's what it is. I get it. I should have argued more.
Yeah, honestly, if you argue more publicly, probably. Next, we go to Player of the Season. There were options. I think an early one was Erica. I think Erica played the most dominant 4-episode streak that we had seen, which we'll get into later. I think if you had made it to phase 2, you would have gotten this. But that leaves two options: our final four and final three boots in Mira and Kendra. Two very different games. One who was a huge underdog and then rose to the top, and the other who basically was at the top the entire game until final three. And it truly depended on who made it to final two. And because of this, we decided to give Play of the Season to Kendra. We talked about this in the finale and in jury. I think you played the most unique non-winning game yet, but also the best non-winning game yet. From multiple times being nominated, being the most nominated besides Mira, but also winning the least and being in the most danger, surviving each one of them in basically an automatic way, to being a part of nearly every big move, knowing of at least every big move, being socially integrated with nearly everyone. I think you were set up to win for most of the game, because Jen would have been taken out earlier before you, Erica would have been taken out before you, Mira was taken out before you, by you, Kendra. And I think the one mistake that you did make was cutting Mira in the end, because if Mira was at final three, Jeff likely still wins it, and Jeff is then forced to take you. I feel
No.
like.
Well, Jeff
I
said he
feel
was
it-
going to take. Who was Jeff going to take? Because I didn't know. Yeah,
I
see?
yeah, but at that point, I feel
Mira
like
in a
if
heartbeat. I would have taken
think
Mira in
I
a
was
heartbeat.
also taking
had-
Jeff.
So Kendra made the right play.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it was. I feel like with everything that we had seen, I think it would have been a better move because I think of who you could beat.
I don't know if
That's
What?
just the main thing.
I have a harder beating Mira than I do Seb.
I think
Yeah,
your
but I
best
think
odds is
I
to
think
gamble on
Yeah,
Seb
I
and
would have
Jeff.
lost Yunan.
you get what I mean. It's
I don't think we do, V.
it's fine. I'll get into it after. Next up, we go into the underdog. The underdog of the season. It isn't just, oh, they were at the bottom the whole time or they had to fight to the top. I think it was we mainly did this as a way of the person who we think was kind of underappreciated in a way, could have had more praise, not just from us, but from other players in the season. And either way, whoever lost this finale was getting it. Because I think both you, Seb, and you, Jeff, had very underappreciated games, very strong games in the end. But Jeff, you had some very strong comp results. I think you finishing that final three challenge as quickly as you did was very impressive. But even then, that move you made at final six got you to basically to final two. Before that, no one really was looking at you as someone to take out. They always saw you as a useful number to have or pick up in some way. And it really added on
Oh, you're doing
to
this thing
your
again, aren't you,
ability to
V?
play. You
Oh,
good,
I know
Richard?
what you do. Yeah, you did this in season one.
What?
Sorry,
What am
do
I
the awards.
doing?
Do the awards. I know what's happening here.
What am I doing, Richard? Next, we go to character of the season. I think this
Turn.
person.
Everybody gets an award. Is that what you're
Everyone
saying,
gets- yeah,
Richard?
that's
We're
what
all
he
getting
did.
a
Oh
trophy.
no! This person made us cackle nearly every time they were doing anything. Through every call they had, which were plenty, to every move, to them trying to break the game, to then getting married, to then all the shenanigans they were up to. I think this really only can go to one person, and that is Richard. I think I said this round two. Getting you and Kendra back was the best decision I could have made for this cast. Kendra for the gameplay, you for the entertainment of it all. Did I believe you had a shot at winning at one point? Not at all. But you were making it amazing to watch anyway, and it was incredible. So yeah, that's what we wanted to kind of praise you on. Next confessionalist. I think this was very close between two people. One person went in insane detail about their game, had a very active prot chat guest as well. The other, I'll literally reveal in a second, had the most fun car video rides to watch and listen back to as a good podcast. Um, but when we actually looked at everything, I think it was worth it to give it to Erica here. She had so many multiple minute voice notes going about every little bit of the game that she had, every thought, every call she had, every conversation, every move, every decision. It was laid out completely. And Haley, best project guest we have had so far, that was in there as well, adding on to that and giving her something to talk about. So yeah, Erica definitely deserves this. Next up, we go to entertainer of the season. We go from character, who just made us cackle, confessionalist, who had very useful confessionals, to just the person that we were entertained by the most, that we thought played an incredible game, but also I think if this person was actually on TV, would have been the fan favorite, would have been the person enjoyed by everyone, would have gotten the most viral confessional moments and all that jazz. When I make the lore and like the episode titles, probably most episode titles will come from this person. And that person is Mira. You made some quotes. Like, and I said this as well. I'll be honest. Like, obviously, when we play together, when I see you play, you've had some unfortunate stuff happen, where you haven't made it the furthest. So I didn't have crazy expectations as I had with some other people. I thought you were going to do well, but I didn't expect it to be this incredible. And I'm very happy to have asked you to play. You made it so worth it. I really hope that you'll play again in the future. And yeah, I think we literally, between you, Eric, and Richard, the amount of time that we were just laughing our asses off.
We had so much fun.
Or that I had to hold
It was
myself
so
back
fun.
from just like responding. It was hilarious. We
It
go
was
to
so fun.
rivalry.
Ooh.
For rivalry, I'm gonna give an honorary mention first. Mira, you were trying to figure out who was after your ass for like the
Correct.
first 3
Jen.
rounds. And so the honorary mention goes to Jen versus Mira. Because in round 3, the only reason you were nominated is because of Jen's votes. The other round,
I literally
Jen...
told her in jury chat earlier today, I'm like, Mira, I'm like, at one point I sat there and I'm like, ever since I stopped voting for Mira, she stopped going up.
Also, fun fact, apparently Richard voted for me this season. Didn't find that out till last night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Richard nominated your ass round 2, together with Jen and with Seb, actually.
I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I caught
I
that.
thought Kendra voted me that round.
I think let me double check. I'll open the vote.
I might have
I think
voted
Kendra
me
did
that.
too.
I
think Kendra
definitely did
too.
vote Mira.
That was our
yeah,
four-person
and then-
alliance
Oh,
that we're
no,
all
I
like,
think
we're
John-
putting
John
them
did
all on
also, I
Brian
believe.
and Finn, and
Yeah,
none of us
and
did
then-
that.
None of us did.
And then round 1, you had Seb and Jen voting you, which is the
Yeah,
only
guys.
reason you were nominated, by the way.
I hate that Mira person.
So
Good job, guys. Job well
it
done.
was just hilarious.
Yeah.
But then we go into the fallout of the live night, which, seeing Final 7 play out, was probably the best thing in Mythos history so far. And so we want to give rivalry of the season to the husband and wife of Mira and Richard versus everyone.
Right.
Because while this was going
Yes.
on, you had
Yep.
Richard and Mira making a mastermind plan, trying to act divorced and that they hate each other, and that Richard stole Mira's advantage. And then you had everyone else being like, they're bullshitting us. We're just going to dominate ourselves and backdoor them. And then you had the nominees happen. Mira and Richard not realizing what happened at all, thinking, "Oh my God, we're safe."
Yes.
And then
fun
the
round.
challenge happened. Richard very swiftly getting backdoored after, and the votes getting submitted just as quickly as Wesley was in round 1.
Yeah.
So that round, yeah, by the way, Richard, we stalled time to do results. We waited for you to get on because we didn't want to just send you packing without knowing anything.
Tough one. Should have gone back to bed. Should have gone back to bed with that.
A hilarious moment. Another one that we wanted to kind of mention, but really barely, was ZZ versus voting. Because quick reveal, the only reason Kendra was nominated round 3 was because of ZZ.
I know that hoe.
The only
Ah!
reason that
Don't.
Seb was nominated round 4 is because of ZZ.
Yeah, I knew that how.
Because she only got 4 votes each those
I
2
know.
rounds.
I literally called it.
Um,
I was so mad.
but yeah, those were because like we literally had ZZ message to be like, for shits and giggles, and it's going to be funny. I'm going to vote this person, and I'll be like, oh god, okay. We go to duo. This is going to be questioned a lot because
This was the
I think it was
hardest award to decide of the
yes.
season. By far.
Absolutely.
This was a very dynamic cast. Um, a lot of groups of 3s and 4s who then had groups of 2s between each other. An early mention is Erica and Richard. Richard got Erica to turn to the dark side. Erica quickly very much saw Richard as a very close ally from the beginning of the game, mainly because Richard was just fun to play with and would talk to Erica, and Erica was otherwise going to go insane. Next, I will mention Kendra and Seb. I think the two of you played very closely for a lot of it. Seb and Jeff were a very tight duo for a lot of it. I think the reason you didn't win it is because you didn't have a lot of direct gameplay effect together. I will mention Richard and Mira. I would have given this to you if you had been a duo longer. And so we go to our duo of the season, who these two people clocked in immediately. And we're one of the only people to actually know about the advantages for a long while of it. And so, duo of the season, we're going to give to Erica and Jen. Erica and Jen, they got all the information, literally all the information. Erica had to choose to share it with Kendra, had to choose to share it to Richard. You had them have so many calls discussing everything about what they wanted to do, about different plans and stuff. A lot of the moves that were made, those were made, really stemmed from them two, and then going to Kendra, going to Richard, going to their other groups, and going further. It did flip further to Erica being like, oh, maybe I should side with Richard more. But I think had the live night not happened the way it did, them two would have been the ones to lock together because Richard gets taken out. Kendra, I see you want to talk.
How is this not me and Jen? Where is this? Jen and I were the real duo.
I did want to say I didn't know who it was going with when you started
It was
talking.
close.
And I thought because Kendra was in longer, it would have gone with Kendra.
It was very close because I feel like the way you two talked, Jen, was because you guys were last you guys lasted longer, but also Jen and Eric I feel like did more together when it really mattered in the sense. Because the final 7, final 6 stuff were done more as a bigger group. That's kind of how we saw it. It was very difficult to decide. It was not easy at all.
Can I ask a question with this? Does
Yes.
Erica and I also being in a duo not eliminate the fact that Jen and Erica are also a duo? So shouldn't it go to the person who isn't in the duo with 2 people?
No, so Jen and Erica were very much the first one.
Yeah,
Followed
then,
by Eric and Richard, and then Kendrick, Jen, kind of. But even during that, Jen and Erica were still comparing every note possible.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I think it was because like every other duo that those two had kind of built upon the initial.
Yeah, it all stemmed from you two.
Yeah, so Kendra, I think if what I had to guess what they were looking at was those first rounds where Erica was there, you didn't have as much time. So I was spending a lot more time talking with Erica, and we were like, and I did tell Erica about my power first because I talked to Erica first.
Right.
And then it became like I'm going to tell Kendra because at that point I needed to control it. But
Okay.
so I think that would be why if I had to.
It was not easy to decide at all.
I have another question then with it. Does the earlier rounds matter more when there's less happening? I think late game potential matters more.
You and Mira were.
I'm not talking about Mira. I
actually,
I think Kendra and Jen is the duo. I'm arguing for them.
the main reason I think because a lot of us
I can be a
but
trio. There is enough for me to
yeah, I
of
think
me
it
to go
was mainly
around.
the big trio, but it
That
did
makes
build
sense.
off of Jen and Erica first. That's kind of
Okay, that
how
makes
it
sense. I got
stands.
you. I got you. I got you. Okay, let's go to Rob.
Next we go to Rob Player of the Season, and I'm just gonna let this play because I think
Erica.
this is the most obvious answer. Um, I'll begin with giraffes. Um,
Yeah.
as the really only preacher who got robbed and should not have been taken out that route. Like, I got taken to the ER where I had just seen a video from Mira being like, if I win, I'm gonna save giraffes and I'm gonna backdoor whoever nominated me. And at that point, I thought, oh, Jen is gonna be renominated. Jen's advantage is gonna trigger, and then Jen renominates whoever she wants. Yes, Jen.
Can I ask Mira a question? Mira, was it our conversation and me telling you about giraffes knowing that I voted for you? Was that what did it? Because I
No.
completely thought I was going to go up as well.
No, we can give all credit to my husband and Erica for that.
Well, I knew
I
they
was the
had
one that
I knew they had that plan. Erica had told me about your whole plan, but I wasn't sure. I still wasn't sure
they
if
came up with it.
No, Erica and I
Yeah.
sat in a VC for 2 hours and then we got Mira. It was like, we're
Yeah.
doing
So
this.
I think it back from the ER to Mira winning to not only giraffes not being saved and Jen not being renominated and the advantage happening. Where I had explained to like production, like, hey, if the advantage
Yeah.
happens, you do this, and this, but like all prepped. To Zizi being saved and the final knobs being Kendra and giraffes. Where I thought Zizi was a goner in that round.
Yeah, we had to explain to V that he wasn't hallucinating.
Yeah,
Well, and to
I
be fair, if V had not been in the hospital, things would have been different that round because we acted on information that we had been given as a I think so, and then because action was taken, production had to follow through on what we had been previously told, otherwise it would have been unfair.
Yeah, we yelled at production for like 3 hours.
We may have been yelling because we yelled at Allie. I feel very bad for Allie because
Well,
Allie
Yeah.
to then go into the person who turned to the dark side, where
I'm not
originally
crying about it.
I think Erica easily could have been hero of the season until she met Richard. And Richard was the devil on her shoulder, and she kicked the angel away, and he kicked the angel away, and he remained there for the rest of the season. Um, Erica played what might have been the most dominant first 4 rounds possible, being at the top of the trust rankings nearly every round.
When you'll see
Being
the trust rankings that Erica had, you will understand what we're on about.
just to go over it, their total trust rankings average is 2.4. They got first, second, fifth, third. They
Yeah.
were that trusted by everyone.
How'd they get
Now, to give an extra thing with that, you had her effectively being able to claim the now giraffes boot at that point. Had this whole plan set up with the girls to get rid of the men, which sadly horribly failed when Seb and Jem got top two, and then we're able to, get John safe through Kendra, and then Jen going to the wrong side and all that stuff. Now, I will also give a little bit of blame to Richard for this, because Seb, I think you can confirm if Richard probably didn't do that public confrontation, I think you vote to save Richard, correct?
No.
Because you said you were gonna vote Richard and then change that.
I did think about saving Richard. And then you were like, this could be a bluff, and I was like, okay, I'm just voting Jeff.
Yeah, but if you didn't do that, would you have done Richard?
I would have thought about it, but I think ultimately I would have voted Jeff.
Because at least from like our perspective, it definitely seemed like if Richard had not done that, you would have voted to save Richard. Eric is then saved because it's bit of 2-2-1, and then it's Jeff versus Richard, where Jeff does win.
Same thing. If I vote Erica, I'm safe, and then Erica goes home anyways. So
well, yeah, that way you wouldn't. Wait, no, you already vote. Seb would need to have voted for Erica for that to happen.
No, because Erica. So Jeff votes Erica. I vote Erica. So it's 2-2 because Seb.
Oh yeah, no,
and
yeah. Yeah, but still, like I feel like the fault
Yes.
was kind of because of all that drama at that moment that happened, and then
Yeah.
obviously very unlucky. It was very close because Richard did not know the alphabet, which was hilarious to see. But him going pissed off, being like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "It's wrong," because he's kept swapping
Going into
himself with
the
Seb.
VC, into
I was
Yeah.
freaking out.
Yeah, that
and
was
arguing
Um.
in there.
I was freaking out so nervous.
Okay. And so we get into the next award
Longest 6-minute video of my life.
to best move. And I have the request from our gorgeous Ali to go into this.
Hi, friends.
I am the best move.
Ali, go ahead.
Am I good to go
Yeah, go ahead.
for move of the season?
Yep.
So, this was not hard for me and a couple others. Move of this season is the
Oh wait, did it go away? Whoops.
It did.
Might
We're
have
Yeah.
been
we're
an
on
accident.
Seb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
click
was
on.
Seb's comment.
Yeah, whoops. Thanks. Going back to it all.
We're almost
There you
there.
go. Yeah, there we go.
But we're giving best move to Jeff. For what round was it? 6?
Final 6, yes.
Because that has never happened before.
No, first time ever.
So that was crazy. And we were watching it happen, and we're like, Jeff, how are you doing this? But he did. He got best move. And who were our honorable mentions? I can never say that.
Yeah, I'll go into
I
the
think
honorable
Mira
mentions.
was the honorable mention. for this one.
There's a couple.
There's
I
a
would like to
few.
begin with Mira, also at Final Six, for how she handled not only with saving Seb together with John, to getting Kendra and Jen renominated, to bluffing her advantage. And with that, we just generally want to say the gameplay from Final 7 to Final 6 was very impressive to see because it really was everyone trying to one up one another in some sort of way. And no one really dying with it and like keeping at it, and it was very cool to see how that all played
Yeah,
out.
those 2 rounds were the best
The
rounds
reason
of the game
also,
by a mile.
yeah, the reason we also are giving this to Jeff,
Go look behind the
if
chair, go look in your closet,
I think
look
Jeff gets
behind the
taken out of
bed,
Final
look under
6.
the bed, go look.
I don't know who that
Erica,
is.
mute
You
Oh,
yourself.
were the
oh
one
my
that
God,
was playing with
Erica!
it.
I
Oh my God,
muted
hi,
her.
Erica.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm like cooking dinner, so I might not be
You're
on
good,
video for a
Erica.
little bit.
You're so fine.
Tell
We're
her
going
all
to
her
into
awards she's
awards.
won so far.
Oh,
Tell her
Yeah.
and
everything she's
I
won.
don't even know who won. So like, I don't know.
Seb
Can I have a
wins.
second?
Seb-
I'll update you. So Seb just won in a vote of 5-2. And then I'll go into the awards that you have specifically received so far, which has been confessionalist because you have the
Yeah.
amazing confessionals. It was so incredible to see. We also give you most robbed because you had the most dominant first 4 episodes that we have had ever. You were in the top. You have an average trust ranking of 2.4 across your 5 episodes. And then we also gave you duo of the season with Jen because of everything really building off of what you guys had. And then I think that's been it so far. And now we're going into best moves, but generally the gameplay from Final Stage to Final 7, and I think Erica, have you been there, would have been even crazier. Because Final 7, you had the advantage used by Jen, you had Richard and Mira, who their plan nearly worked. I think had the other 5 not compared notes as much, their plan works. And then Final 6, you have Jeff effectively getting his safety to final five, which if he does not get that, I think he is in a lot of danger because Jen has social capital to stay, Kendra has social capital to stay. Do some people want to keep Jeff? Sure. Do other people want to keep Kendra and Jen? Also, yes. I think it would put him in a very much scary situation to be in that final six, especially with the people who could vote. It was incredible to see because this is the first time we had gameplay at Final Seven and Final Six, and I think with how this played out, it will not be the last time. Because what the seven and then later the six of you pulled off, I just want to give all of the praise to you because I think no one really was sitting on their ass at that point. Everyone was
Yeah.
playing hard in some sort of way, and it was incredible to see. So officially, we're giving best move to Mira and Jeff for Final Six. But imagine
basically just best
finals.
round for the final
Yeah.
seven and final six.
Next
Erica,
up,
what are you cooking? Sorry, I'm
go ahead.
interested.
I muted myself. I'm making my son pasta because I don't feel like fighting a child that doesn't want to eat. So
That's fair.
Valid.
we're going
Very fair.
like pasta with butter. Simple but good.
Very fair,
It
very
works.
fair.
And with that, Megan, it is your time if you want to go into your favorite of the season.
Oh, is it my time? I mean, this person was basically my favorite the entire season. They might be somewhat surprised by this, but I love this person. I can't stop laughing around this person pretty much. So, yeah, my favorite of the season was John.
Hey,
And-
thank you.
Next up, we will go, if it wants to continue, into Allie's favorite. So, Allie, if you want to go ahead.
Hi, friends. So, is the thing up? I don't see
Yeah,
it.
it's up. It's
Okay.
it's not appeared yet because I'm waiting for you to give explanation
No,
first.
no,
Like
I
a
got it.
little.
She better get back on camera. Hi, Jen. You're my favorite. So, I can't give it to my boyfriend. That's crazy. I cannot give it to one of my besties. That's also crazy. But Jen, I love you. I love watching you. I loved everything about you. Maybe a little bitter on the jury side, but listen, I've been there. I've been there. I love you. I am so happy that you played, and I hope that we get you again. Because
I love
you're
you.
so fun to watch. I love you.
Okay, and as we have Allie's favorite, we go into Coach's favorite. Coach's first ever. Who is your favorite?
Okay, hi friends. So I want to go on record that one, I've had this person as my favorite for like 2 weeks now. And also it might be a bit surprising, but this person reminded me of so much of me in their confessionals and their worry wart tendencies and crash outs. And so my favorite of this season goes to Seth.
Aw, thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
And next up, now I won't say that Coach's and Meg's and Allie's favorites are less important, but mine is the most important. Um, First, I want to say I had a lot of options for this. I kind of already mentioned Kendra and Richard, you two of you returning and playing such incredible games and times to see. I cannot give enough praise to you, but I think I wanted to give my favorite to the person who surprised me the most. I had no idea what this person was packing in the game. I had no idea really who they were. I had only been told good things. But I think my favorite had to go to the person who I thought was winning for a lot of it, and that is Erica. Erica, I just want to give you all the love.
Thanks.
The game you played was amazing. All the insight you gave us, each time you were on call, even being on call with Jen while both of you were in jury, it was so fun to listen to. Your positive spirits, your way of looking at the game and trying things out and just going balls to the wall when you're still so fairly new in your playing of orcs because you've not played as many. It was amazing to see you, especially because I had only heard of you a little bit from Power Grab, and then James talked a very big game. I was like, hey, cast Erica, she's gonna be a beast. I'm like, sure. And then the whole VL was like, oh my god, Erica is on. You got this amazing person. I'm like, okay, yay, excited. What are they gonna pull off? And I was so sad when that final night happened. I also definitely have noticed that whoever I root for gets eliminated because I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Erica's gonna win. And then
V's
Erica goes
favorite
out.
is basically a curse at this point.
Yeah, because season one, I said, oh my god, Tyler's gonna win. And then Tyler didn't. And then season two, I said, oh my god, Jennifer's gonna win. And then Jennifer didn't. And I said, oh my god, Shayna's gonna win. And then Shayna didn't. And then I said, Jet is gonna win. And then Jet didn't. And then this season was like, oh my god, Erica.
Yeah.
And then I said Jen. And then I said Kendra. So at this point, whoever I root for is not winning.
Oh, well, love you. Thank you anyway. But I can just blame it all on being cursed by you. It had obviously I'm perfect. It was all just a curse, right?
Yes.
We could never root
Thank
for
you.
Tyler. It was
With
so
that
sad.
season, no. With that season, no.
That's
I
my
love-
baby. That is my best friend.
And he wasn't a baby that season. But with that, I'm going to go and
Why does
end
Richard have a
the
king?
stream.